Did that music make your spine tingle? The hairs on your neck stand up? Well, if it did, you might be a hardcore Battlefront fan and Star Wars fan in general, just like me. I'm here to alleviate the stress of you believing that the Battlefront game that you see right now in front of you is going to be a mediocre piece of garbage, because it's not. And I'm going to start off by saying it's made from EA and DICE, so expect it to take some cues from their Battlefield series. Second, it's almost solely an online game. So those two things in mind is what is going to make this Battlefront different from previous iterations. To be honest, I wasn't looking forward to this game at all, or the beta for that matter. And I heard from friends of friends who played the alpha that all the vehicles are on rails, and a lot of horror stories like that, but that's not true. All the vehicles are free roam except for one being on rails, which was the AT-AT, and I'm happy to say after playing I was excited, wowed, and awed by the game. It's an awesome and fantastic beta. The points that amazed me personally were the attention to detail. Not even the previous Star Wars games had this amount of detail. I don't think it was Pandemic, the previous creators of the series' fault, but more so the limitations of technology at the time. And with today's technology, we have DICE and EA going all out with the graphics and special effects, and it's just amazing. I'll put you in my perspective. I'm just starting my match on Hoth as a rebel, and as I'm walking up, I see a hill. I see all these lasers coming at me, so I run around and I avoid them. I go around the cliff. While I'm going through, I see a massive battle ahead of me, and an X-Wing just zooms by my head, sound effects and all, and then out of nowhere a TIE Fighter crashes into the ground next to me with flames ablaze. And just the feeling like I'm there in the midst of battle in a Star Wars movie, it was just amazing. And on top of that, the modes are fun. It was crazy to see heroes and villains again, and to see them leading a pack of soldiers as they play the role of a tank. And it's just epic on all levels. The other mode, which is more like a capture the point type of match mode, it was so fun and visually the most stunning map so far. The lightning and wetness effects for that map were all fantastic. And lastly, the local mode, which is mission mode, is great. The online for mission mode worked flawlessly, and this is where you get to see the destructible environments on Tatooine. And the destructibility is so natural, and the lighting effects on Tatooine are great. And on top of that, if you look in the background, you could see Tusken Raiders raising their rifles high in the air. My nerdness was just going through the roof. I was just so... oh, it was phenomenal. It's a great, very detail-oriented game. And now the difference between this and the old ones are apparent. And it's apparent in the mechanics of the game. The way you get new loadouts aren't from getting more kills and getting newer, more powerful characters in your arsenal anymore. It's now that you unlock more weapons from leveling up your character and you having to buy them with in-game credits for participating in matches and getting the most kills or even winning the matches. And that's alright with me. I mean, this makes sense since the game is going to be a solely online focused game. The other thing is obtaining vehicles and being able to use heroes and villains is all by collecting tokens, which are randomized and makes obtaining heroes and villains less skill based, and I think that's cool, so it gives everyone a chance to play as them, not just the best players. And as for the vehicles, I think it kind of sucks you can't land them and get inside them and just take off, but the tokens are fine too. It's the same thing. It's as though the vehicle is landed, it's just you're collecting a token to get in it. One last thing, my fear comes from how the season pass is set up so far. And they just announced it, and it's $50, you get 3 new modes, and like 6 or 8 maps, but I hope that doesn't overshadow the game itself, and make it so they focus more on DLC and less on fixing and patching the base game, like EA and DICE have done in the past with previous Battlefield games. Regardless, I'm now super excited for this game, and you should be less afraid and mad at the game, because bottom line, it's really like the old games. It's the third-person Star Wars shooter that we all love and remember, with some changes, but it's still great, and in some ways far better, especially with the graphics and the detail. So those are my thoughts on the beta. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos from me, reviews and thoughts, unboxings, etc. Lots of Nintendo videos on my channel. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and talk to you later. Bye.